Wait, was SmackDown actually good tonight? I enjoyed it. The show kicked off with Drew McIntyre showing up to the show. He comes out of his truck. Immediately, he's not greeted, but he's met by Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is like, hey, dude, you're still suspended. I get it. You had your match at War Games. You're still suspended. So he's not allowed to enter the building. He gets back in his truck, and somehow, I guess Cody Rhodes was in his back seat because Cody Rhodes then like attacks him inside of his car. They brawl. They eventually get pulled apart, and then Cody Rhodes walks to the ring all angry to cut a promo in the middle of the ring. Music hits and like he doesn't even do the whoa. That's how angry he is. Like he's angry because he doesn't even do the whoa after his entrance, right? Cuts his promo in the ring. He basically tells Nick Aldis to lift the suspension on Drew McIntyre. I guess he wants to have a match with Drew McIntyre. Can't have a match with Drew McIntyre if he's suspended. So Nick Aldis, lift the suspension. I thought this would go further than this tonight, but it didn't. Whatever, just planted seeds. I guess eventually, probably at the Rumble, we'll get Drew versus Cody again. And this is all leading to that. So interesting. We'll see where that goes. We also later tonight get word that at Saturday night's main event, it's going to be Cody Rhodes against whoever wins the match tomorrow at NXT between Ricky Saints and Obafemi. So the winner of that match faces Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event. Probably not for the title, I don't think. Probably not for either title, but just for a match because apparently it's like, in the spirit of John Cena giving others opportunities. We're going to have this match to give some of the NXT guys an opportunity. Awesome. Let's do it. I hope it's Obafemi. I want to see Obafemi against Cody Rhodes, although I don't see a world where Cody Rhodes loses to either of these guys. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, since you're here, might as well subscribe, right? We then got Ilya Dragunov with his open challenge for the U.S. title. And who answers the U.S. title open challenge? No one other than Carmelo Hayes. Before this match, though, there was a segment backstage with DIY talking about how they pulled the mask off of Axiom last week, talking about how, they're going to get these guys, but also, Tommaso Ciampa wants to go after the U.S. title. They get interrupted by Carmelo Hayes. He tells them that he's going to answer the open challenge tonight. And he kind of just leaves, calling Tommaso Ciampa a jackass because that's what we do now. So the match was awesome. The match between Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes was great. Carmelo Hayes, this is like really cool, like face buster off the ropes. That was just like super impressive, man. Like both of these dudes are just super athletic, super impressive. I totally am on board with the hype for Carmelo Hayes. I think 2026 we should push him, if not for a mid card title, if not for a world title, let's at least give him a mid card title because this guy is great. The match ended with shenanigans as expected. Carmelo Hayes kind of had the match won with Ilya Dragunov. He got on top of the ropes, and for some reason, the ref was checking on Ilya Dragunov, and then Tommaso Ciampa comes up. He throws him off the rope. Ilya Dragunov doesn't see this. He gets up. He hits him with, the Torpedo Moscow and an H-bomb. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov gets the win. After the match, as he's walking to the back, Ilya Dragunov sees on the Titantron what happened. He's pissed, right? Because this is tainting his wins, right? Ilya Dragunov is all about, he thinks he's the best wrestler. He is the best wrestler, and he wants to win these matches clean, right? Like that's what his character is about. So he's upset that Tommaso Ciampa tainted this win for him. So he goes backstage and eventually demands a match against Tommaso Ciampa with Nick Aldis. Now, this is upsetting to me. This is weird. I found this very weird because Ilya Dragunov is hosting an open challenge, right? Week after week, that's his thing. He goes out, he has an open challenge for the title. Tommaso Ciampa has come out more than once to challenge him for the title, and Ilya Dragunov has been ducking him, whatever. If you really wanted a match with Tommaso Ciampa, you didn't have to go to Nick Aldis. Just go to the ring, say, hey, open challenge, I want you, Tommaso Ciampa. And this is all Tommaso Ciampa has been wanting. He has been wanting a match for the U.S. title. So if you would have just, during your open challenge, said, hey, Tommaso Ciampa, get out here, me and you one-on-one, he would have been like, absolutely, this is all I want. But anyway, we're getting Ilya Dragunov against Tommaso Ciampa next week. Also, though, after this interaction with Nick Aldis, he also gets interrupted by Tama Tonga. And I want that. And I think that that's probably what's going to happen next week. I feel like Tommaso Ciampa and Ilya Dragunov are going to have a great match because both of these dudes can really go. And there's going to be some sort of interference by Tama Tonga, which will eventually end, right? So it'll end in a DQ, and then eventually this will become a triple threat match. Probably, it'll probably be the fourth match in Saturday night's main event, maybe. Because right now we have three matches, which we'll get to. But I think maybe this will get the fourth spot, or maybe it'll go, maybe next week on SmackDown. I doubt it'll make it to like the Royal Rumble or something. So we'll eventually get a triple threat match for the US title with these three guys, with Tommaso Ciampa, Tama Tonga, and Ilya Dragunov. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. We then get ready for Alexa Bliss versus Kairi Sane. Before this match, though, there's a promo backstage, an interview segment between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, where they talk about, they want their tag titles back, and this is their first step in getting those titles back. And if they beat Kairi, right, like they're kind of proving that they should get the rematch for their tag team titles. So we get Alexa Bliss versus Kairi Sane. Fun match. I mean, both of these, there was a really funny segment where Kairi Sane makes fun of Alexa Bliss for being so short, which they're almost literally the same height. They're both really tiny ladies, and it was really funny to see. But the match ends with Kairi Sane going for an insane elbow, I think is what they were projecting that she was going for. But Alexa Bliss stands up, catches her midair, and sets her up for a Sister Abigail DDT, hits the Sister Abigail DDT, 1, 2, 3. Fun match, fun chaotic match, right? Because throughout this whole match, of course, Asuka is on Kairi's corner, Charlotte is in Alexa's corner. They're getting involved. They're attacking each other in the outside, right? Just chaos ensues. And I didn't mind it. It was a lot of fun. After this match, however, we then get Lash Legend and Nia Jax coming in and just destroying everyone, right? So originally they start beating up on Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane. Fine, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Fine, makes perfect sense. They then move on to wanting to attack Kairi Sane, who's still like propped up in the corner. Asuka comes in to save Kairi. Nia Jax and Nia Jax and Lash Legend just destroy everyone. Right? Perfect, great. I guess we're adding them to that tag team match, that women's tag team match. I don't hate this. 6-women tag team match, 6-team women's tag team match for those titles. Let's do it. Let's have it be in the Royal Rumble. Maybe not though, because I want all of these women to be in the Rumble. So maybe on the January 6th Raw, that is supposed to be a big deal. So this was a lot of fun. After the match, there was another backstage segment with Nia Jax and Lash Legend, where they're basically like, "Hey, we're not friends with Asuka and Kairi, right? We were part of this match because we kind of had beef with the same people, but Asuka misted Lash Legend in the face, and we're not going to stand for that." So I thought it was pretty cool justification for why this whole attack happened and why they didn't just like stand tall with Asuka and Kairi Sane, but instead they attacked them. So I thought the justification was cool. I like when WWE tries to make sense of some things. So they tried to make sense of this whole thing, and listen, I'll take it, honestly. And then it was later revealed that next week we're going to get Alexa Bliss versus Lash Legend. So again, this is all leading to that multi-team women's tag match for those titles, and I don't hate it. At some point during tonight's SmackDown also, we get a video segment where Damian Priest calls out Aleister Black. He's like, "Hey, this was just me and you, and then you had to go and get your wife. You had to go and get your family involved." So I went and I called my family. The Terror Twins are back. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are reuniting next week, and it's going to be the Terror Twins against Aleister Black and Zelina Vega in a mixed tag match. This match is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know who wins this, because they just don't let Rhea Ripley lose anymore. So I don't know. I'm into it. Let's see what happens next week. We also get a response from Aleister Black at some point with Zelina Vega. Honestly, I didn't pay attention to what they were saying, because the whole time, the only thing I kept questioning was, why is Zelina Vega holding a snake? Zelina Vega had like this big snake like a la Britney Spears at the VMAs kind of thing around her neck. And it was super distracting. I'm like, why? Why was Lena Vega holding a snake? I guess they said something like, oh, yeah, we're going to beat you next week. But I don't know. This was super distracting. We also get a match between Jade Cargill and Alba Fire because Jade Cargill, as you can remember, interrupted Chelsea Green's U.S. title celebration last week after her second reign as women's U.S. champion. So Alba Fire is defending Chelsea Green's honor, as she should. So this match kicks off. Chelsea Green is on the apron, distracts Jade Cargill, and gives Alba Fire the upper hand. This match is really short. It's probably like 5 minutes. And for 3 of these 5 minutes, Alba Fire has the upper hand because of that distraction from Chelsea Green. That is until Julia and Kiana James rudely come to the ring and start attacking Chelsea Green. So they chase off Chelsea Green to the back, kind of beat her up the ramp, and Alba Fire, because she is part of the Secret Service, and it is her duty. It is her duty to defend and protect Chelsea Green. She gets distracted, turns around, gets a boot by Jade Cargill. She gets hit with the Jaded, and 1, 2, 3. Jade Cargill gets the win because she is that B, just like she said last week. She is. We get the MFTs in the middle of the ring, and Solo Sikoa cuts a hell of a promo, man. This was super good. The crowd, listen, I don't get the hatred for Solo Sikoa with some of these crowds. The the crowd was giving what chants? They were giving Solo sucks chants, whatever. I thought this was a really good promo. He basically talks about how he took care of the Sami Zayn problem, and he's moving on to the Wyatt Six. He calls out Uncle Howdy. He basically tells him that the Wyatt Six have these tag team titles, and these titles belong to the MFTs. Not only that, but everything that the Wyatt family has, that the Wyatt Six has, that was passed down to them by Bray. He doesn't say Bray, but he alludes to Bray passing it down to Uncle Howdy. But everything that was passed down to them, he's going to take from them. So everything that is Wyatt is going to come to the MFTs, is essentially what he's telling them. They start to leave the ring. The rest of the MFTs, other than Solo, leave the ring at first, and then boom, lights go out, and they're interrupted by the Wyatt Six. Awesome. They all start feuding, obviously. Nikki Cross gets on JC Mateo's back and just like starts like hitting him and like just like jumps on his back, and a lot of fun. JC Mateo eventually throws her off his back. Cool. Because the numbers are the same, but there isn't a female in the MFTs, so somebody has to pair up with Nikki Cross, I guess. Eventually, the last two in the ring, though, are Tala Tonga and Eric Rowan. They kind of clear the ring of their like opposing sides, and then they're kind of back to back to each other, turn, look at each other. I want to see this match. I might be in the minority, but I want to see this match. I feel like it would be a lot of fun. Just two big guys slapping man meat. All right. So yeah, eventually Eric Rowan kind of throws Tala Tonga out the ring, and Eric Rowan is the last one standing in the ring. The Wyatts come in, and the Wyatts stand tall. So we're definitely going to get some sort of multi-person match at some point between the Wyatts and the MFTs. I feel like we are going to get probably Solo against Uncle Howdy at some point as well. You guys know how much I love the Wyatts. This channel is a Wyatt love channel. I love everything about the Wyatts. I think the MFTs need to win these titles. And it hurts me to say that because I don't want the Wyatt stock to drop in any way, but the MFTs need something. And I think that these tag titles need to go to the MFTs in order for anyone to start taking them seriously. So really fun. I feel like this is going to go on for a few weeks, and we're going to have multiple matches, one-on-one matches, tag team matches, eventually having a tag team championship match, and eventually getting Solo Sikoa against Uncle Howdy. So yes, give me this. I enjoyed the hell out of it. We also get word that next week at Saturday night's main event, it's going to be Bayley against Sol Ruca. So really cool thing that they're doing with main roster superstars against these NXT superstars, kind of, framing it as this is in the spirit of John Cena giving, up and comers a shot, giving up and comers a spotlight. So I like it. I hope they keep it at these 3 matches, honestly. I know earlier I said maybe a fourth match, and maybe they will add a fourth match, but I think 3 matches is more than enough time. Give Gunther, oh, spoiler, give Gunther and John Cena enough time to shine, to give them an hour just to have a hell of a match, and give John Cena enough time to cut a promo at the end, right? So I think they should stick to 3 matches. I think all 3 of these matches are super interesting already. It's gonna be a fun night, and it's gonna be sad for a lot of people to see John Cena retire. But we move on to our main event, which is LA Knight against Gunther. Gee, I wonder who wins. Before this match started, they mentioned that Gunther hadn't lost a non-title match on the main roster since his debut. That's insane. That's so crazy. That's so awesome because obviously he lost the Intercontinental Championship and then he lost the World Heavyweight title twice. So he's only lost 3 matches since joining the main roster, and they've all been to lose titles. Insane stat. I believe it because Gunther is awesome. And this match was great too, man. There's a lot of really fun moments. LA Knight hit an AA on Gunther. I mean, they had me for a bit, man. For a bit, I really thought that the internet and WWE had pulled one over on me because, as we all know, it's kind of been spoiled that it would be Gunther against John Cena in his final match. But I was like, maybe they swerved us, right? Maybe they distracted us. Maybe they fed us wrong information. Maybe it was a last minute change. And I thought LA Knight had this match in a couple of places. There was a moment where Gunther has that rear choke he does on LA Knight, and LA Knight reverses that into a BFT, pins him 1, 2, and like almost gets to 3 when Gunther puts his foot on the rope, which honestly gave me anxiety for Gunther because I'm like, what if he would have missed the rope? But he did put his foot on the rope, so he broke the count, and LA Knight didn't get the 3 count. Eventually, Gunther locks in the choke again on LA Knight. Kind of the story they were telling the whole night is how he was basically breaking down LA Knight's neck, right? Like he was weakening his neck throughout the night with chops, with elbows, with chokes. So he gets him in a choke. LA Knight does get out of it. He tries to reverse it into like some sort of other AA. I don't know. He puts Gunther on his shoulders. Gunther hits him with the elbows in the neck again, puts him back in the choke. Then like LA Knight like gets on the floor like face down, and Gunther has him in the choke, but like it kind of looks like John Cena's STF, which is a cool little detail. LA Knight taps out. One taps out. Gunther gets the win. It's going to be John Cena against Gunther at Saturday night's main event, just like we all expected. But I'm not mad at it. It's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be so much fun. If John Cena is the wrestling professional that he is, I doubt that he's gonna politic to win this match. He'll probably go out on his back, and Gunther will get a very much deserved, push to be the guy who retired John Cena, and that's gonna be really awesome for him. I don't know where LA Knight goes from here though. He lost this. This was the only story he kind of had. I feel like he needs to turn heel. He needs to join. I don't know. I don't know if it's the Vision. Anyone that I'm like, oh, they need to turn heel. They don't have anything going. I'm like, oh, maybe they should join the Vision. I think it'd be cool if it was both Jey Uso and LA Knight that joined the Vision, right? Just to kind of like the Vision be that group that like elevates all these people that are like almost there, right? Just like Bronson Reed, just like Braun Breaker, honestly, just like Logan Paul. Like they're almost there, and this faction be the one that like elevates them to the next level. Maybe that's too many main eventers if we want to push Braun Breaker eventually, but I don't know. LA Knight needs something, and I don't know where he goes from here. So we'll see. I'm not optimistic, but we'll see. Anyway, though, all in all, really fun Friday Night SmackDown, which is very rare this day and age, right? Is to get a good, fun Friday Night SmackDown. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I had a lot of fun watching this. I feel like every segment led to something. That's my thing, right? Is every segment needs to lead to something. So a lot of fun. I don't know. Oh, there was, I guess, a point. I forgot to mention this. There was a moment between Jade Cargill and B-Fab and Michin. So I think we're gonna get Michin versus Jade Cargill at some point. I don't know. That's kind of the problem with the women's division on Friday Night SmackDown is there aren't enough main eventers, and all the main eventers that could be are tied up in this tag team scene now. So I don't know where they go from here. Maybe we're just waiting for Tiffany to come back. Maybe we're just waiting for Bianca Belair to come back so that we can have that big feud with Jade Cargill. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know what we think that's going to happen with Jade Cargill. Where we think this is all going, because I don't see where it's going. Let me know where you think it's going with LA Knight too, because I'm confused there as well. But anyway, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. Come hang out with us. I post a lot of videos on here, so come check some of them other ones out and be a part of this community with me, man. Let's have some wrestling conversations. All right. Later.